Okay, just wanted to talk a bit about playing blues in different keys, and the idea of building up hand coordination and being able to improvise with the right hand over a steady or ostinato bass line, whether it's one of these or just a slow blues. Whatever we're doing, but we're going to use for an example today just this simple left hand bass pattern on a slow shuffle. So say, you know, we're practicing in different keys and we feel pretty competent playing this in C and feel like we can use some of our ideas with the right hand and keep the groove, keep the time, you know, and we're pretty comfortable. So and then we come to practice it in a key that we know and we understand but we're not quite as familiar with, like say F for example, and this happens. Alright, and we lose the time, you know, maybe when we're changing chord like that or at some other point, because we're not as familiar with it yet. So the thing to do is just get familiar with the groove to start. So forget about the right hand basically, and just learn to play. I mean, for one thing, you can think about the position that you're playing these riffs in with the left hand. When we're playing in C, you know, we tend to play with C as the lowest riff, and coming up to the G, to the F there, and back to the C. But basically, you know, the left hand wants to be playing in this area, whatever key we're in. So if we're in F, we're already starting a fourth higher than we are in C, which is fine, alright, and we definitely don't want to play down here. Not with this particular riff. That'd be great if we were playing, you know, that'd be fine, but we're not, we're playing this one, so it sounds good here. But when we get to B flat, it's getting a bit out of the bass area, isn't it? So what about going down to chord 4 there? So, and likewise probably C down here as well, you know. If we're playing a blues in C, we wouldn't play the C here because it's too high. So it's still too high here in F, really, for most, you know, application of this style. So, you know, for a start you could do that. So think about where you want to play your left hand riffs for whatever key you're in and make sure you're comfortable with that, and then just practice playing it and just practice trying to make it feel good just with that left hand. And resist all temptation. Just practice the left hand, and it's a great idea to use a metronome. If you can manage to use the metronome on beats 2 and 4, even better. That's the perfect way to practice it, really. But you can also, you know, if you find that a bit boring, you can use a drum backing track. You don't want to have a bass player on this track. You don't want to have anything else, but you could use a drum backing track. If you're really lucky, you might know a real life drummer who can keep time and he could play with you, or she. Yeah, if you, I found one here on YouTube. You could get various apps, the iReal Pro app, the Drum Genius app. I just searched on YouTube, drums backing shuffle, 75 BPM, and I got this, which is nice to play along with. So I'm going to do that in F. And just trying Just trying to really lock in with the drums. And as ever, when you're playing with somebody else, try to listen to them more than you're listening to yourself. Just concentrating on the groove. Okay, and then don't say, right, well, I've done that for 10 minutes, so let's turn off the backing track and just, you know, see if it's worked, see if we can now go. Because you won't be able to, alright? So, practice then just adding really simple right hand. The simplest thing we could do is just to play the root note. Let's say just limit ourselves to the note F for an entire 12 bar, right? But I can play any F, alright? So I can play this one, this one, this one, this one. I can play two at once, you know, I can play whatever rhythm I want. But let's see if I can make it feel really bluesy and just use that one note through the whole thing, so no pressure. But we're just trying to concentrate on the feel and get familiar and feeling at home with F. It's hard, and I failed there, didn't I? I played a C. Okay, so limiting yourself, you know, is not easy. It's really good discipline, and it will build up that coordination, because while I was doing that, I was trying to concentrate more than anything on the left hand and just make sure that left hand was grooving and staying in time, and that I didn't really care about the right hand. I didn't have a plan for it, but I wasn't allowed to kind of allow my mind to get fuzzed up with what was going on here and to sacrifice the time here. So there you go, that's another thing that might help with your blues and boogie woogie coordination and with playing in different keys. And yeah, if you use that in conjunction with the rambling around exercise video I've just put up and all the blues licks and all the rest of it, then yeah, you'll turn into Dr. John. No, I'm kidding, but hopefully you'll turn into the best version of you. Cheers.